For thousands of years, the world knew a powerful civilization by the name Persia. The word Persia appeared in Greek history books, in European maps, and in the stories of travelers who crossed deserts and mountains to reach one of the most influential empires in human history. Persia was famous for its kings, its grand cities, and its cultural achievements. From the time of ancient rulers like Cyrus the Great and Darius the Great, the Persian Empire became one of the largest and most organized empires the ancient world had ever seen. It stretched across vast lands from modern-day Egypt to Central Asia, connecting cultures, languages, and trade routes. But something surprising happened in the 20th century. The name Persia slowly disappeared from official international use, and another name took its place. Today, the country is known around the world as Iran. This raises a fascinating question. How did Persia become Iran, and why did the name change after thousands of years of history? To understand the answer, we must travel back into ancient history. The word Persia actually comes from the ancient region known as Pars, or Persis. This region is located in what is now southern Iran. It was the homeland of the Persian people, and from this region, powerful rulers emerged who built the Achaemenid Empire around the 6th century BCE. The Greeks, who interacted with these rulers through war and diplomacy, began referring to the entire empire as Persia because it was ruled by people from the region of Persis. Over time, this Greek name spread across Europe. Historians, geographers, and travelers use the word Persia to describe the empire and the lands controlled by Persian kings. Even after the ancient empire fell, the name continued to survive in European languages and historical records. Maps printed in Europe labeled the country Persia for centuries, but here is the interesting part of the story. While Europeans called the land Persia, the people who lived there had a different name for their country. In their own language, they called it Iran. The word Iran comes from an ancient term meaning land of the Aryans, referring to the Indo-Iranian peoples who lived across the Iranian plateau thousands of years ago. The name Iran was used in literature, poetry, and internal documents for centuries within the region. This means that two names existed at the same time. Outside the country, foreigners said Persia. Inside the country, people often said Iran. Both names refer to the same land, but they reflected different cultural perspectives. As centuries passed, Persia went through many historical changes. Dynasties rose and fell. Empires expanded and collapsed, and the region became a center of art, science, philosophy, and trade. Persian culture influenced neighboring civilizations and played an important role in shaping the history of the Middle East and Central Asia. Fast forward to the early 20th century. By this time, the country was ruled by a leader named Reza Shah Pahlavi. Reza Shah came to power in the 1920s and aimed to modernize the nation. He wanted to strengthen the country's identity, modernize its infrastructure, and create a stronger national image. During this period, nationalism was growing across many parts of the world. Countries were redefining themselves and emphasizing their cultural heritage. Reza Shah believed that using the name Iran internationally would better represent the country's true historical identity rather than the foreign given name Persia. In 1935, Reza Shah made a major decision. He officially requested that foreign governments, embassies, and international organizations stop using the name Persia and instead use the name Iran when referring to the country. This was not a sudden change inside the nation because people already use the name Iran in many contexts. However, it was a significant change for the rest of the world. After the announcement, governments and international institutions gradually adopted the new name. Maps were updated, diplomatic documents changed. Newspapers began using the name Iran instead of Persia. Over time, the international community accepted the new name, and Iran became the standard term used worldwide. Interestingly, the change was not universally welcomed at first. Some historians and cultural figures believed that the name Persia carried a strong historical and cultural reputation connected to art, poetry, and ancient civilization. They worried that abandoning the name might cause people to forget the long cultural heritage associated with Persia. Today, when people talk about ancient history, they often still use the word Persia to describe the ancient empires and the cultural achievements of that time. When referring to the modern nation-state, the name Iran is used. In this way, both names continue to exist, each representing different chapters of the same long history. The transformation from Persia to Iran was not the disappearance of a civilization, but rather a shift in how the country presented its identity to the world. It was a reminder that names can carry powerful meanings. They reflect culture, politics, and how nations see themselves within global history. From the great empires of the ancient world to the modern state we know today, the land once widely known as Persia has always carried a deep and complex history. The name may have changed in international use, but the cultural legacy of Persian civilization continues to influence literature, architecture, language, and art across the world. History leaves a mark. This is histomark.